Sorry.
Whoa, this ain't going.
But I appreciate everybody on the chat tonight for your comments. Well, hello, beekeeping folks. This is a very different day for us to be on with you guys. Tim and Hannah called us up and said that Hannah's grandmother, the situation's going on there. They asked for us to kind of come on for them tonight. So I do appreciate everybody coming on and being with us. And we're going to kind of go the same way Tim and Hannah does. I got Ruth here with me tonight to be my Hannah, I guess you might say. And I'll try to be Buttons tonight, even though I've got Lee in the background to help us out a little bit. So hopefully it'll be a good show. And we can talk about bees and, you know, and praise the Lord tonight too, since it's Sunday.
And pray for Hanna and
pray for Hanna and Tim. And that's some of the things we want to do. And that's kind of how they start their channel out, is praying for people. So if there's anybody you guys know that you want to pray for, please put it in the chat and we'll pop that up on the screen so people can see it. And we'll go from there. But just remember me, I got surgery coming up here in 7 days. Yeah, 7 days for my foot. So that will have us out for just a little while. And then, see, Tim and Hannah, there was somebody else at church I was talking about. Do you remember?
yeah, that Bill's mom.
Oh, yeah, Bill's mom. That's right. Yeah, she's not doing really good. One of our...
She's losing her memory.
Yeah, she's losing her memory. So remember that lady also. And today's my mother's birthday. So remember her. She's getting old, and she's put up with her son this long, which is the.
I'll record that.
No, let's don't record that. Hopefully, my mom's not watching tonight. So, but she has put up with me this long, so that's a blessing in itself. So, anybody else in the chat that we need to pray about? I know. Last time I heard that the Dirt Rooster's dad, we still need to be praying for him also. And usually Tim and Hanna have a whole list of people they want to pray for, and you know, they're an uplifting couple on Sunday nights. You know, we enjoy listening to them. You know, a lot of times Ruth's in the other room watching. She's not with me while I'm typing, you know, on the channel. So, but anyway, hope everybody's bees are doing good tonight. Also, let's see. Last time I got my bees, it's been over a week ago, I guess. I do have my sugar shims made. There you go. Rodney says to remember. Yeah, his mom
Recovering from pneumonia.
Yeah. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I've seen a photo of Rodney and Ryan from Castle Hives. So I don't know how Rodney got a visit, and I didn't get one. You know, we're kind of close. So, but anyway, Rodney, we'll be praying for your mother for sure. Absolutely. Pneumonia is rough. Absolutely rough. And there's this, what's it, RSV going around right now that's setting up. My mom had it. We had it. And so it's rough right now with that little bug that's going around. But yeah, Brian come by, Rodney says, yes, you lucked out here, Rodney. So, but anyway, we got our candy boards ready to go on some of our hives. We got this shit so low this year with the amount of nectar that's come in for the fall with the hurricane situation that we had here. So we hopefully get those candy boards on next week before I go to have my surgery. So, and then all our hives will be tucked in and ready for winter. So, did see Larry Hallelujah Farms, watched a little bit of his show this morning on church service. That's a great place to go early Sunday morning. As I'm trying to get ready for church, I like to click on that and listen to a little bit while I'm trying to get ready. Definitely uplifts you on a Sunday. So
This is a picture I took
yeah,
this week. Here we had dandelions, and we had the early spring. We had these flowers too blooming this week, but now they're frosting again.
yeah, we definitely have gotten back down to some cool temperatures. So, well, there's another roof on here tonight. So my goodness, I think your Ricky was advised to look into by Mr. Ed for your horizontal hives being ideal for me. Ruth, that would definitely be a good thing for your horizontal. That would definitely help your back out quite a bit once you get it set in place. It is a heavy hive to get set in place, but once you get there, it would definitely be great for you. So if you want to make contact with me, maybe we can get you set up in something. We was planning on being down in Louisiana with Lee and some people, and that kind of fell through this year. So maybe we can get back down there in the spring if they have it again. So, but yeah.
I also say Ohio, the spring fall ends this Thursday. Finally, cooler weather.
Yeah, it's Tom. So yeah, but we got some flowers blooming out right now, which is kind of nice because of the the bees need just a little bit to get them by right now. And those little blooms, like I seen some asters blooming also in the yard where you mow them down and they kind of come up a little bit. So we usually leave our grass a little high for the clover during the fall, but we're starting to see some of those spring flowers kind of popping their heads back up. But a huge frost this morning, didn't we? We had
That's nice.
Yeah, we had such a frost last night that this morning Ruth got up and she said, "Is it raining?" And it was the frost melting off the roof of the house on the tin and ripping down onto the lower part of the house. It was pretty loud this morning. So anyway, let's see. What was I going to say tonight? Had a lot of stuff on my plate to talk about, and then I get on here and forget half of it, and that always bugs me. So let's see. Oh, it says thank you very much for replying to my message.
What?
Oh gosh. Yeah. Well, Ruth, give me a holler anyway, and we do have some blueprints and stuff, and maybe I can get you some information on that, and you can build you a hive. We like to help people out when we can, and you being overseas, that's definitely a long shipment, and that would not work out for anybody. Hey Todd, how's it going? And Mark, good to see you tonight. He's got tomatoes blooming. Mark Miller's got tomatoes.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
What about I ship you to the UK?
You ship me to the UK?
Yeah.
You can ship me down to Mexico.
No. You can have that.
I could. Right? I could cross across the border, couldn't I?
Yeah.
Send me UK, I can get back. Oh, you see what kind of wife I have. She's always thinking ahead. Yeah, so. Yeah, Todd says hello. Let's see. What did C? Rodney said something here about, RB Association received 275-gallon totes of syrup, 400 pounds of Ultra B pollen subs as a relief for our bees after the hurricane. Now, Rodney, that's absolutely awesome. And I will say that Bossman, let's see, Lowe's Hardware, somebody else. There's several different people donated. Oh, Miller's Bee Supply. Let me forget them. Donated hive boxes and stuff to people in our area, and this weekend they actually put those together and are giving those out to beekeepers in need. So that's a really good blessing with the Bee Association that they've gone out and done that. So that's really, really good. So
Kurt says something.
yeah. So Randy, we're gonna miss you guys too. Yeah, we've gone to almost all the expos, and this will be the first time we're going to miss out on one. But with the foot surgery and really wanting to go down and see Ruth's parents, and then wanting to have a spring vacation with my mom and dad, it's just
That's
works.
summer.
Well, summer vacation, yeah. But it really works out better for us if we knock this out early in the beginning of the year. So that's why we're going to miss this Nobby. But I tell you what, I'm looking at the stuff that's going to be sold down there and such good deals. Man, I tell you, I really want to go bad. Don't tell Tom and Melissa that, but I would really like to go. And more about not selling beehives, but just going and seeing the people that I'm around. So yeah, just give me a text there, Ruth, and we'll see if we can't help you out just a little bit. And I'm sure there's some builder there that can build one of these pretty easily for you also. But yeah, I'm going to miss out on the Nobby, and I'm so jealous of you folks that's getting to go and getting to meet people and have a good time. And you know, I seen the thing with Melissa and Tom today on Facebook. They posted about the dinner, you know, that you guys want to end up going to. I know Keith's going to be there, and several others going to get to be out there to that dinner. So
Going to the Navy, the first time we went, we met a lot of people, a lot of new beekeepers. Bless you.
thank you.
A lot of new beekeepers, you know, different people, and then we still in contact with them since the first time. It was our first time when we met Randy, the dirt rooster, and it's been a blessing since. Then we went to the second time, and it's just the group got bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, sure does. And you know, it's even the people we sat with at the table, you know, was pretty awesome because they were new beekeepers, and we got to talk to them some. So every expo or lobby that Kingdom's put on has really gotten bigger and better every year. But we still remember those early meetings when we went to Hive Life, and those meetings were so great. They were smaller, a little more intimate. I was definitely overwhelmed at the last Nobby and didn't really get to talk. I got to talk to more people, but
There was a lot more.
there's a lot more people
You
there.
didn't get to talk to. The first Navy, we had Rob from Little Bees wasn't there,
Yep.
and then he had one OA gun there
Yep.
on a table, and then to look from there to now where he's expanding,
Oh yeah.
and he has a new building, and
Yep.
he has new stuff coming up. It's just amazing.
It just shows you God's blessing, you know. And He provides for his people, and he just opens doors up for us, and you know, he's done that for us also. So it's just amazing that where people have started at and seen it grow, just like Kingdom's conferences grow, the people that's been involved with him has grown, and you know, so many great people that you get to meet there, like Randy that's on here. You know, he's been a blessing to us. He just lives down south from us, so yeah, Tar Heel right there. He's really, really good about help. He helped us out last year a whole lot, so he was great, and so many other people that was there also. Yeah, it's definitely our bee family, Lee, 100%. So, but that's what I like about the conferences when you go to them. You get to meet more people. We met Tom and Melissa there. And now they're kind of on our show. You just make that connection. It's just so awesome, you know. And I always feel like God always puts people in my path to meet up with, and you get that friendship. And next thing you know, you've got friends for life. Even like Lee here, you know, he sent me a message, hey, I'd like to have one of your beehives. You know, we went down and visited him and talked to him, and here we've been friends ever since. So these bee conferences have definitely helped put people together for a reason. I love it. Absolutely. We went to more conferences this year than we have ever gone before, right? We went to the North Carolina Bee Conference and Davy Crockett Bee Conference and several different ones just to see more people and get into contact with more people. So I definitely love the bee people. That's for sure. So, oh man, so it looks like somebody didn't get their notification. And maybe because we're on a Sunday night, we're not normally on this night. So it was very nice of Tim and Hannah to let us take their spot tonight. And trust me, we're no Tim and Hannah. They are so awesome. I tell you, they're such a blessing on the channel. So anybody wants to come on, I'll post a link here in just a second. Always good seeing them. Yeah, absolutely, Joey. You're 100% right about that. Getting to see people face to face and get a good conversation. And we went out to eat with several people.
Yeah.
We was at the
We
Navy.
met these people at the Navy.
Yeah, we met maybe that person there.
Yeah,
I
and
don't know if I
then
can see that. I may have to tell them who it is. Nature's Image Farm, right? Yeah. So yeah, definitely got.
and then we became good friends with the whole family.
Oh
and
yeah. Yeah, Greg's awesome. You know,
Susie,
Susie's awesome. That whole
the kids.
all their kids.
They're hilarious.
Amber had a blast with the kids.
She wanted to stay there.
She didn't want to stay there.
Yeah.
She didn't want to come back home. They had such a, and they were hiding in the back in the buildings, running around and was they playing hide and seek? What was they playing?
Yes.
Something like that. They were absolutely having a blast. But see, that's the friends you get when you go to these conferences. You have friends for life, you know, and maybe the people you're sitting with or just somebody else, you know. And my biggest thing is a lot of people that's in the chat and I see your little icons and stuff, and then when I get to see you in person, it's like, who is this person? And then they say, oh, I'm such and such. Oh, wow, that's just so amazing. Because you just don't get to know them until you get there at the conference. So I'm going to post this link real quick. Let's see if I can pull it up and get it linked up on the channel tonight.
It's already there, right?
No.
No.
Oh, yeah. Lee's got it there. I've got to get it up on my phone since he's got it there. So give me just a second, folks, and I'll see if I can get this fixed. I'm not a very computer savvy person, if you guys can't tell that already. Lee's a whole lot better than I am. Oh, see? All right. Let's pin that. All right. Pin the message. Anybody wants to come in is welcome to come in tonight. Tom and Melissa said they'll be on here just a little bit. They're eating dinner with their family. So and that's what's really good about Sundays. We really spend a lot of time with the family. We like to go to my mother's house and spend time with her. And it's just a great fellowship. We're a little sports oriented in some ways. We like to play, what is it, to throw the bean bags. We throw those. Play a little badminton also. So, yeah.
We played Twister today without you because you were complaining.
Yeah. I was complaining about my foot. I didn't play Twister with him. That's a little bit more. I'm not that lean or stretchy anymore, baby.
Well, for that one, you need yoga.
I need yoga?
Yeah.
I think yoga's out of the picture for me, so. Yeah, so.
It says, I've been blessed meeting.
Yeah, there's Tom, and, you know, we got to meet Tom, and, gosh, I think it was at the second meeting we met Tom.
Yes, it was at the second time, and then he came, and then it's like, I want to hive, and then next thing you know, we met him, and after, we met him there. He ordered his hive, but we went to see Greg.
Yep, he was there.
And he was there with Greg, and since we've been friends.
Yeah, and then you did the Star of David for his hive. Yes, so. Yeah, and Tom's got a great story. I know he's told us several times about him. I think he did die, right?
Yeah, he died.
Yeah, and came back. So again, that shows God's blessings, you know. Also, it's 1:20 a.m. in UK.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true, Ruth. You're up late, that's for sure. yeah, get you some sleep tonight. So, but yeah, Mac,
he died. He went to the hospital on
Right.
an ambulance, and then he saw when he got to the hospital, he saw how
His body
his body was, yeah, well, his soul was raising up,
Yep.
and he saw everything
Yeah.
was happening there. And then when he came back alive, and he told the doctors, they showed him the cameras at the hospital, and sure enough, everything that he said, it was happening at the time.
So that just shows you the blessings of God and our spirit and everything. So, and we do appreciate Tom. He's a blessing to us and a great friend. He's always been a really good friend. So, all right, let's see.
But if he'll come up on here, he can tell his story.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, that's true. And he's been hunting here for quite a while now.
He said, what did he say? 7-11-03
For 22
minutes.
Yeah, that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, and I understand that, Tom. Like I said, Ruth knows when I went to that hive and was doing some smoke in the hives and then couldn't breathe. I tell you what, not being able to breathe and knowing this may be your last breath is crazy. And I was thinking about my wife and my kids and, what am I going to do? And, it's a scary experience, but it's an eye-opening experience also, something to share with people that, we're not guaranteed that next breath. That's the way I felt the whole entire time is this going to be my last breath.
And you're not guaranteed the next minute neither.
No, that's right. So, but anyway, that's the thing with getting into beekeeping is, Ruth's had anaphylactic shock twice now, and that's been really rough on us because we got bees and that situation. And again, we was down with Lee, and he called ahead and said, "Hey, she's going to go into anaphylactic shock. They're so ready for us." And it was again another eye-opening experience that God allowed us to get through, and that was such a blessing to. It's bad that it happens, but it makes me love my wife more than I've ever loved her. Because I don't know what I'd do without her. Ain't that right?
Yeah, I don't know what you do without me.
she definitely keeps me straight.
You'll be like Saul when he went to see that witch to bring.
You're talking about the Bible Saul. The
witch. Yeah, the witch to bring who was Samuel?
Yeah.
Back. Yeah, you'll be like that, like bring her back, please, bring her back.
Oh, yeah. I always say behind every good man is a great wife. So it definitely makes life easy having a wife, and a beautiful wife at that. And she made me say that just so y'all know that.
What I'm writing.
You're writing?
No, I'm reading.
Oh, you're reading right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the second time I had the anaphylactic shock, it was more dangerous.
Yeah.
But I know how to handle it.
Yeah. Well, why don't you tell them about you trying to stab yourself in the leg?
What?
With the EpiPen. Because I think Lee got you a practice EpiPen, didn't he?
Yeah, he got me a practice EpiPen after my second anaphylactic shock because I couldn't stop myself with the EpiPen. And after I got out of the hospital, he sent that one.
Yeah, so she didn't know she was supposed to take the cap off the end where the needle was at. Just saying. But she was really, really, really excited. So I was happy to give her the shot, and stick her with that EpiPen. And then I took her on to the doctor. She made me about halfway, is that right? From work?
Yeah, halfway, but he gave me one shot with the EpiPen, and it was so strong. The anaphylactic shock was worse than the first time that they had to give me another 2 EpiPens shots at the hospital.
Yeah.
They gave me one when I got there. Then I started having I started to shake.
Shake. He was doing a lot of shaking.
And then they gave me another one, and I think that's when the doctor said, you're out of the bees.
Yeah, you're done with the bees.
Yeah.
But you'd caught me a swarm the day before that, right?
Yeah, I did.
And she's like, "Oh, you owe me $200 because I caught this swarm for you, and now."
And I got it stung here.
That was the second time, right?
No, that was the first time.
Oh, first time. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that
didn't
was-
do bad, right?
No.
Yeah. And then she sent me a message. Hey, I'm catching another swarm for you, and
Two. There were two swarms.
oh, there's two swarms
The
that day.
next, yeah.
Yeah, she caught one of them, right?
I got one.
And then she went to go get the third one or the next one.
Those were probably a swarm from Lee.
They were mean, weren't they?
Yeah, they were mean.
Them come from Louisiana, didn't
Yeah,
they? Short and them were Lee's bees. I
yeah, they were Lee's.
Yeah. So anyway, she's talking about how much money she would save me, and then all of a sudden we were headed to the hospital. Now we have a hospital bill that's worth way more than those swarms were worth. And we had one to leave, didn't we?
Hmm?
One of them left, didn't it?
Oh, that one you caught it back again, and then they left like in the next 2 days.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
right. It says the one that she got stung with so bad, I went ahead and.
These bees are nice.
That may be questionable, right?
Yeah. Have you tamed them yet?
Yeah, I bet he's got them trained now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. But when I got back from the
We have to do EpiPen training every year
wow, that's Brian.
as part of first aid training when I was teaching.
That's awesome, bro. Yeah. So anyway, I got back home and I caught those bees, and they were really hot. Trust me, folks. They were definitely trying to get me. What's going on, Sean? Good to have you on tonight. And so I got them in a box, and I left them in that. I put them in my. Where did I put those in? I put those in the. Put in one of the horizontals.
Mm-hmm.
Was that where I put them at?
In
No,
the front of thing.
was in the front. Well, anyway, they didn't stay 2 days, and they swarmed out on us. So all that effort to catch these bees was.
But those were, they stung me 6 times on the hands, and I have my gloves. They stung me.
Wait a second.
I didn't have my gloves.
What kind of gloves did you have on? You had beekeeping gloves on?
Mm-hmm.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
No.
I had my new gloves from Guardian, from Terra.
No.
Yes, I did. I did.
You told me that
No, that was the first time.
you put on a regular leather glove.
I did.
Yes.
I
And you
don't
had a
remember.
little
I don't
neoprene.
remember.
Oh, that's figures. She had a regular leather glove and a neoprene on one side. And they stung the leather glove because, of course, it's a lot of texture. So just refill.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad. It's not bad at all.
That's what they cause.
Yeah. See, theirs was mean also today.
Mm.
I tell you what, Lee's got his bees everywhere.
And then I got one on the ankle.
Yeah, you got their name.
So there were like eight
Stings all together.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's what it got me.
But I'll tell you, before she went and Dad flag shot, Ruth did a lot of the beekeeping for me here on the farm, didn't you? She
And I don't like wearing bee suits.
and she doesn't like to wear the bee suits.
I don't mind that they sting me.
No, you don't mind the stings. It's just now that you're allergic to them. So, but she was doing a lot of the beekeeping for me.
Yes, I agree with you.
In for the head.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that one was like right here, and
It's 3 of them.
it was one, huh?
No, I pulled 2 stingers out. I'm
Oh,
pretty sure you got stung 3 times though.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all of them on the head.
Yeah. Well, you have pretty hair. That's why they like it.
This cow something triggers the bees.
There you go, Philip. Yep. So you had that cowhide glove on, and that's why that hand got stung so bad.
You know, now that I think of it, it's your fault.
Well, it usually is, right?
Yeah, because you lost my other gloves.
I took your Guardian Bee gloves. I'm pretty sure they were in the
Yes.
truck.
Yeah.
Because I think I moved one of the swarms the
Yeah.
next day. Yeah. So, yeah, it's my fault. So, there we go. Oh, did you see that? What Joseph said? Only female bees are mean.
Mm-hmm.
So they're mean. There's the girls.
The
that
boys
are,
don't have a stinger
yeah. So yeah, boys are nice.
on the bee world.
In the bee world. So yeah, somebody else.
I use the black neoprene gloves.
Yeah. See, Martin got stung on the forehead the other day. Yeah, and the bees are more aggressive with the cooler weather. That's for sure. So yeah, I've seen Ronnie use the black neoprene gloves. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Ronnie uses those for his cutouts also. So, and I don't think Rodney likes to wear bee suits either. I've seen him in them. Yeah. So
With what?
yeah, with 50,000, at least 12,000 are having a bad day, Joey. Yeah, that's about right. So, but you've done a lot of the beekeeping here at the house when I'm working in the horizontals, building them and stuff, and I don't have time. And you've moved a lot of bees for me, and
Yeah.
Amber's really been helping out a lot with the bee yard, and it helps having your family being able to be part with you. I know that Lee had Renee out helping him for the first time, I think, and it was I'm sure he'll say it's a blessing to have his spouse out there with him. Uh, so and I know Tom and Melissa, they work together, even though I think Tom right now is doing all the work.
What?
It's just what he's been saying. He's been doing all the work, and Melissa hasn't been pulling her weight. You ain't heard that?
No.
Oh yeah, it's been big on my channel that she hasn't been pulling her weight. She says,
I hear parts when I'm at work.
"Oh, you don't hear it all."
I don't hear like everything because normally it's when I'm busy.
Yeah. Well, I think Melissa was saying something like she had to do all the bottling, and
This is Renee helped once, don't think.
she'll ever do it again. I think she got stung also.
Well, I have to say I learned after that I went one day to feed the dog outside, and I had flip flops, and I got stung on the.
We'll get in the middle of Tom and Melissa fighting with each other. Yeah, I agree, Todd. You're right.
I went outside with flip flops, and then one stung me on my little toe, and I pulled right away the stinger, and it did swell up, but I didn't get the allergy from it. So I guess when you pull out that stinger faster.
Yeah, you're not getting all that venom. Going in. So, but your little toe really swelled up, didn't it?
Yeah.
Ricky, did you build horizontal hive that Randy? Yes. Yeah, Ruth, we did build that one for Randy's father. We met Randy at that first bee conference, and we got to talking, and I got talking to him about his dad, and his dad reminds me of my grandfather. And I told us this, I'd love to build one for your dad. If he's like, yeah, man, if you want to build one, that's fine, and so it was a blessing to get the chance to build that for him. And watching that video of how much he appreciated that.
Every time after that, he comes and he cries.
He cries. He comes over and talks to us. Randy's dad does, and man, he is absolutely a blessing. Yeah, that's a Thank you, Lee. You got my mic also. So, but yeah, Randy is definitely. His dad comes and just tells us how much he appreciates that hive, and when you give something and don't expect to get anything back from it, that's the best feeling in it. And Ruth can tell you, I really do like trying to help people out when I can. Sometimes to the point where she's yelling at me that, "Hey, why's my bathroom not done yet?" So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Finish my bedroom first, then you go with the bathroom.
Yeah. So I'm building stuff for everybody else, and she says, "Oh, what about finishing our bedroom and our bathroom?" So I finished the closet. You'd think that'd be enough.
There is a saying in Mexico that we say, "Candelero de la calle, oscuridad de su casa."
Yeah, it's good. I don't understand Spanish.
It says that you're a light for the street. You're
Oh,
giving a light to everybody,
yeah.
but you're the darkness of my house.
The darkness of the house.
Yeah.
Then I don't get the house done.
Yeah.
You need some of Charlie's honey. It cures. Yeah, Philip, you're absolutely right. I don't know why. It seems like Sundays, my allergies kicked up, and nothing about you ladies that goes to the church and stuff, but there seems to be a lot of perfume at the churches. And Ruth can tell you, it seems like afterwards my allergies kick up, and I think it's all the perfumes I'm smelling.
I think it's your daughter.
Yeah, it could be my daughter too. Yeah, but so Ruth, when she washes the clothes and stuff, she makes sure we get unscented stuff for me, just because it does mess my allergies up. So definitely any of the honeys and stuff. I do take a lot of honey. We put it in our coffees here, so we do go through a lot of honey
On the bread.
on the bread. She does rolls with honey. Man, they're so good. Honey rolls, man, they're so good. Yeah. So, yeah, we use the honey quite a bit, actually.
Mm-hmm.
We actually use so much honey that people are always asking, do you have any honey to sell? Do you have any honey for sale? And yeah, that's right, Philip, you're right. And I actually had a little jar that we were using for our coffee and stuff, and we just opened it up, and I topped it off with another jar, had just a little bit of honey left in it, and then I sold it. And she's like, "Where's my honey at?" I'm like, "We sold it all." And she's like, "You're going to go buy me some honey?" I'm like, "Do you understand that if I go to the supermarket as a beekeeper and buy honey for our coffee, I'll be the laughing stock of Ashe County?"
Yeah, he used to do the same thing with the eggs. We had chickens, and he gave away all the eggs, and I had to go and buy eggs from the store. They don't taste good.
They definitely don't taste good as farm eggs. So, yeah. So, anyway, thankfully, I think Lee had sent us some honey.
I think so.
I think he'd sent some honey about that time, so he was good to go from there. Wow. Maggie, you really need to get to the Navi so you can get you some more jars. Absolutely. So what is everybody buying from the Navi? Anybody want to mention what you're going to pick up? I'd really love one of those bottle fillers. I missed out on it last year. Didn't get one, so I would love to have one of those. Didn't get one, so I would love to have one of those. Melissa was listening to us, so.
Shannon just sent me a message. Says a powerful winter storm is set to blast portion of the U.S. with heavy snow, cold temperatures, strong winds, and rain, just as millions of people across the country prepare to travel for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I think that's that storm about to come across. It's supposed to pick up that tropical storm coming out of the south, so I know when it wraps around back up into the Great Lakes area that we'll probably get some snow off of that. Yeah, Rodney, our hens really tend to slow down during winter. We usually have about 8 hens, and we might get 1 or 2 eggs, and then we've got to be careful that the hen house gets kind of cold sometimes, especially where the hens lay their eggs.
I locked them up one time.
And the eggs freeze. So
no, I locked all the chickens to make sure that they weren't laying somewhere else, but they weren't.
Yeah. Yeah.
You was selling them all. You was giving them away all.
I mean, there was one lady. Hey, Melissa, how you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing good. It was my what?
Have you heard this fighting that's been going on all night?
A little bit of that. A little bit. It sounds real familiar. You know, kind of like somebody else who I'm used to. You know, going back and forth with here. That we've kind of been doing it all day too.
Yeah.
Tom's out talking in the other room, so maybe he'll come in here. We're actually at my parents' house again.
Okay.
we do Sunday dinner at my parents' house every Sunday.
We do
So,
too.
uh,
Not at my parents, but at his parents.
yeah, that'd be a long drive for you probably to go to your parents every Sunday.
Yeah.
Tom's laid out on the floor right now. Maybe.
I told Lee they might be somebody else to get a black eye if I wasn't careful tonight. So I'm trying to be very nice tonight.
You and Tom can have matching black eyes, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were finishing up dinner. That's why we're kind of late to the live stream party here we got going on.
Yeah, and that's what we do. We're the same. We just go, visit family and eat with them and enjoy being with them. I mean, that's what's so good about Sunday. I always think about, God tells you to rest on His Sabbath day, and it's a perfect time to be with your family, enjoy what's going on. So
yeah, that and then I don't have to cook. So
yeah.
Or clean up. That's really nice. I appreciate it. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah,
so what are you guys doing this coming week?
Let's see. This week is actually pretty mellow. I think we've got the only thing that we've got going on this week is on Thursday, we actually aren't going to be able to be on the live with you because we have to go do a speaking engagement for Jonathan Bennett, who's in Missouri and Texas County for their beekeepers club. So that's really our only pressing thing this week. I think Tom's planning on going out and feeding some bees, some 2-to-1. I need to restock some of our candles and things like that. But other than that, I think it will be a fairly low-key week for us, which will be nice because I think we are supposed to get a little bit of, if I remember correctly, some weather tomorrow. I think it's supposed to rain.
Is Jonathan feeling better, Melissa? I mean, last time I heard he was,
I saw
really
that. I'm not sure. I haven't talked to him. Tom has been talking to him, so I don't know if Tom's got an update about him or not. I've just seen probably what everybody else has seen from his Facebook page and what he's posted. So hopefully he's, feeling better so we can visit with him on Thursday.
Right.
So you guys were talking about what's everybody getting from Nobby, and I saw there was a little bit of a creamed honey question up here somewhere. So we've got our list going for Nobby, and it keeps changing, and we update it, and because we have like a list of where we're going to get what first. I know, isn't he a funny guy? Send help. What's he saying now? It's going to be
low key. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do some landscaping done,
Oh, he's not going to go do any landscaping. He's going to have the boys go do landscaping. He's going to go feed bees. But yeah, so we've got, really, that's our main goal for this week. But yeah, for Nobby, we've just kind of been updating our list, and then we had ideas of like where we're going to buy stuff from and from who, and then you see somebody else post their Nobby pre-order, like, oh, well, maybe we need to get that from them and this from that, kind of changing who we're going to order what from, doing a little price comparison stuff and whatnot.
So is he still doing the Chester boxes? Do you know?
I think he is going to get those straight from Charlie Linder. Is that his name? Himself, because he lives near JW.
That's right.
And so I think because Charlie was at that Illinois State Conference that we were at this past weekend, and he kind of was talking to him. So I think he's just going to get them straight from Charlie. But yeah, so he does have to order, a minimum amount.
Okay, I need to send y'all some money for that so that, I can get you guys to get me some and all.
Yeah, I think that's the plan anyway. I'm not positive. if he ever comes in here, we can confirm that with him. since he's clearly listening and watching, he could just come back here.
Yeah.
I'm kind of so everybody's kind of out in the main part of the house. So I'm in. We have our kids are called the big kids because we got our 22-year-old daughter, and then our boys are 18, and then my two sisters, they have all the little boys who range in age from 11 to 2. So we got the big kids and then the little boys. So I'm in the little boys' bedroom at my parents' house, their playroom where they spend the night and whatnot. So he's avoiding me.
You started talking about that list. I think he got kind of scared, didn't want to come in here.
Probably.
Yeah, so what's the big ticket item that you guys are going to get, Melissa? Or maybe big ticket item, or maybe something that you really, really need the most that you guys are looking forward to getting?
So originally our big ticket item was going to be that wax. So we got that automatic license, automatic capper. So originally our big ticket item was going to be the wax extruder that goes with that. And then we just kind of because that's another big investment. We were kind of thinking about well, do we really need that right now? Because the way I processed my wax this year, we've got 3 of those solar wax. It worked fine. It was not a big deal. And it kind of, timing wise, kind of helped space it out that I was able to get to it in an appropriate amount of time and whatnot. So that actually worked really well. So then we're like, well, maybe we don't need that right now. Maybe we put that off till next year. So now he was talking about doing a wax melter. And I think that's Thomas, come in here. I think that's also the wax extruder. Yes, that was originally going to be a purchase we were going to make. But we changed our mind. And I think he's wanting to get the Lyson wax melter now. And I can't remember how many gallons, because they have a smaller one. And I think Dancing Bee is where I think that who has that. So that's going to be our, one big ticket item purchase. Other than that, I think we're looking mostly at glass bottles, ApiGuard frames, that kind of stuff. Nothing super significant.
Every time I go, I'm like, I don't need frames. And then the year starts, well, why didn't I buy frames? It always beats me up every year. Then I go buy 200 or 300 frames. I'm like, why didn't I get those at Nobby? Had a good deal there. Could have had them on stock. Should have went ahead and bought them. So.
Right. And we're talking about super frames, so medium frames, not because our deep frames, we get 3 gallon dance. Okay. So our deep frames for our brood boxes, we get those from Golden Bee,
right, here
in Missouri. But we about ran out of supers last year, and we have more hives to put supers on, this coming season. So he's like, I think we probably need to get more super medium frames and more supers. So I think we're kind of looking into that. So Philip asked, what's a wax extruder?
Yeah.
So wax extruder basically is just a machine, the Lyson one anyway. And so you take the wax from the uncapping tank and it goes into this extruder machine, and it basically has a corkscrew motion to it. And it basically just squeezes all of the honey out of those wax cappings and extrudes it into I don't know, long square blocks basically. So it basically just compacts all the wax and squeezes all the honey out of it. Yep. So you don't have to wait for all the honey to drip out of it or to settle or whatnot.
That's used by a lot of the bigger beekeepers when they have a full honey room, I guess you might say.
Yeah. So we got quite a bit of wax this year. I mean, I'd shown you guys just what I had processed. And that's it. Or that's one anyway.
So Golden Bee, that's another really good local company. And that guy, we went out to eat with him. I can't remember what his name was, but
Daniel,
that's it. Super great guy. if Tom or Lee gets a chance, I'd like to throw his information up on the channel tonight. That's a really good person to buy from, kind of like Miller's Bee Supply, just a real local gentleman
Yep,
that's got really
family
good
owned.
prices.
Yep. It's just him and his kids and his wife
Right.
that run his operation, and they're great people.
Yeah. Absolutely great people. So,
but yeah, so Tom had put on there what the wax melter thing. It's a 3-gallon dancing bee wax melter, which will be good for the candle making process, kind of helps speed that up. Because right now, I have to take my blocks of wax, put it in my wax pitcher, melt that down, and it's a cleanup process, and you have all these different pitchers and whatnot. Where if you just have this one melter, I can just leave that on the counter all the time, leave the wax in it, turn it on when I need it, turn it off when I need it, or don't need it, whatnot. So
that'll really help you with the solar wax melter too, because you're not going to have quite as much honey when that wax bill melts down from your solar wax melter.
oh, well, if we did the extruder, yeah. So, but that extruder has a nice price tag on it.
Oh, does it?
So, yeah. So I think we're gonna
That
wait.
Golden Bee, is that the one in Virginia?
Golden Bee is in Missouri.
Missouri.
Okay, I
Sorry.
found Virginia.
Yeah, Daniel's a great guy. If I'm not mistaken, he donated a ton of stuff to y'all's conference.
Yeah, so this year, I guess, 2024, the EMBA workshop, he donated, I think it was 4 complete hive setups to be raffled off. So,
and it was really nice equipment. I looked at it several times. I was like, wow, this is really nice. And it was, I think the boxes was even painted, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they were white. Yeah. And were they the ones with the honeycomb? I can't remember if they were just the flat ones or if they were the ones that were engraved with the hexagons all over it.
I'm not sure, Melissa.
Yeah, I can't. But either way, he donated 4 complete hive setups. So yeah,
that's
completely
awesome.
above and beyond. And this year, I know Hilco is going to be there, and John told Tom the other day he's going to donate another extractor for the raffle. So
oh, really?
That would be amazing too. Yeah.
That's for you guys?
For the EMBA, yeah, to raffle off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at the workshop.
Yeah, I don't get lucky, and I don't seem to win anything. So maybe you should come with me.
You won me.
You won Ruth.
Well, yeah. Well, that's I guess that's the luckiest thing I've ever won. So, thank you. Yeah. So hopefully, if we could talk Tim and Hanna into going to the conference, I might be able to talk Ruth into letting me go. So.
You may. And why you're not taking me?
What? The Naughty? Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't know you had enough vacation time. So Ruth started a new job. She doesn't have quite the vacation time built up yet, so we have to be really careful where we use it at.
Yep.
So
there it is. Yep.
Yeah. Thank you, Lee, man. Appreciate that.
He's got a Facebook page too, so you guys can look him up on Facebook. Tom's spying on me from the door now.
Uh-oh.
You must be really scared to come in. But yeah, so our Nabi shopping list is what I got it all right here. Right.
Wow.
Some Hive Guard wax. Youth jars. Oh, I want a grafting frame holder. Apiguard, OA, some nuke boxes, which Tom I think is getting from Charlie Linder, and then I want to look at some more candle molds and that candle wax melter. So those are our main things that we'll probably pre-order.
It's a good list of stuff. And if you're like me, I usually get back and it's like, oh man, I should have bought this. You know, there's always something new that you see. It's, oh, I should have bought that.
Yeah. Philip, I don't remember the extruder being that much. I mean, it's expensive, but I don't think it was the one we were looking at anyway. Because I don't have, that's more than what we paid for the automatic uncapper.
Yeah. And John had that uncapper at your conference also, right? Is that the one y'all ended up buying? Was the one that he brought?
No. So we bought the automatic uncapper, licensed automatic uncapper. We got that at Nabi.
Oh, you got that in Nabi. Okay, my bad.
Yeah. I'm looking it up real quick.
I'm afraid if I was to go, my list would be just as big as yours.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You guys aren't coming to Nabi though, right? Are you coming now?
No, we're not coming. But if it was, the list would be huge for me because I've got all kinds of stuff I'd like to get.
Well, you could make that close to that same list and come to the EMBA. So
really?
Well, we're gonna have a lot of.
Would you like a piece of German chocolate cake or something?
No, thank you. We'll have a lot of vendors there. So on Better Bee's website, that extruder is just under $4,000. Which again, that's one of the reasons we're like, well, maybe we can put that off for another year or two.
Right.
And, no.
I have my cake.
Yeah.
You had your cake today, yeah.
No, I have one more there.
Mom, there's a few other people that want some cake. Can we email it to them, please?
Yes.
My dad's birthday was on the earlier this week on oh my gosh, when was it? It was Friday. His favorite cake is German chocolate, so she made him a German chocolate cake.
Oh wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think Michael's got a question for you here.
Yes. 100% beeswax. So the smallest candle we have is like right around an ounce, and I sell it for $3. I'm probably going to up my prices next year. I know Brian, he would be the one. I think, Brian, you said your minimum is $5 or $6 a candle, right? For like the smaller ones, like I sell. But yeah, they're not cheap. And so some of my bigger candles don't sell well because they're so expensive. Like I had a pillar and I can't remember how much it weighed, but it was about that tall and that round, and it was about $20. And like this year I've sold maybe 2 of those. So it really depends on your market also. I know Brian doesn't have any issue selling candles where he's at. And our small candles sell really well, but when you start getting like above $10, they start not to do very much. Oh, look who it is.
Hey, Ricky, how's she been doing in here on her own?
Well, she's been doing pretty good because Ruth's in here and I've had to behave quite a bit. So, you know.
How you doing, Miss Ruth?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing well. It's been a long time since I've seen you.
So they were saying that some of you is working harder than the other one.
Yeah, well, you know,
Always
some
working hard.
has to carry the weight.
That one of you is a slave now.
It's
Really?
definitely fun. Yeah, I mean, just do all the beekeeping by itself, all the business by itself. It's tough.
I mean, slave's kind of a harsh term. I'll use a different term, maybe submissive.
Man.
You. Yeah.
You.
Yeah. Good
I was
luck.
going to say manservants. That's pretty close.
With the gooey butter cake.
Oh, what cake did you eat? Oh, there's gooey butter cake too.
Yeah, I had a piece of that.
Oh, butter cake.
How was the gooey butter cake? My mom makes really good gooey butter cake.
Melissa's mom makes amazing desserts. I mean, Melissa makes really good food too. First of all, okay.
Desserts are not my forte.
I know I poke at her a lot, but Melissa can cook very well. But Melissa's mom, Nancy, always is. She always makes us desserts and stuff like that because we'll come over and help out around the house or do different things, and build her an addition on the house, things like that. So all I asked for in return was some food.
Oh,
Diary mouth.
That's my pal JW there in the background.
Indentured servant.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's the politically correct version, right?
I don't. Brian might know how much Bob Benny is selling his wax for this year. I know that he bought a lot from Bob last year.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I don't recall. It was a little bit more than last year, if I'm not mistaken, but it was still a pretty reasonable price. I think something that you'd probably want to consider when you're buying wax is how well is it rendered, because the price of wax can vary a little bit based upon how clean it is. And I can tell you that I didn't buy any of Bob Benny's wax. However, I did go by and look at it.
It's pretty
we didn't need any ourselves, but I did go by and look at it. I feel like his price that he was charging was very, very fair, because his wax is probably, I would probably say, if not candle ready, I would say very close to candle ready. It kind of depends on how picky you are about it. But I think his stuff's pretty clean.
He runs his through that grease filter just like I do. So his should be pretty much candle ready.
Yeah. Sometimes when you get wax from a different source, you might go ahead and render it yourself again just to make sure certain, making sure that the wax is
when you say candle ready wax, are you guys just talking about cappings wax, or are you getting some other?
I'm sorry. I'm just referring to how clean it is. If there's any impurities in it.
I really feel like, and this is just my opinion, that if you want candle wax, it really needs to be the cappings, because there's less chemicals in those cappings, and when you're burning them candles, you are burning some of those chemicals that got trapped into that wax, and you're burning that out. So if you do I do a lot of cutouts and stuff, and if we're going to do, candles, it's more of a sculpture kind of candle. It's probably not a candle that's actually going to be burnt. It's more for looks than it is to actually use. So,
yeah, I think Bob Benny has a video out that I can't recall from how long ago it was, but he talks about wax and such, and they had done studies. There was somebody looking for some wax that had to be like 100% pure of any impurities, meaning there was no herbicides or pesticides in it whatsoever, like no traces found. And he speaks of this person again. They had done studies on wax and had tried sourcing wax from all over the place.
I don't know.
And every time that he talks about it in the video, I believe,
because he talked about it at the meeting in Illinois the other day.
He's talked about it in the video as well. Okay. So that as they ran tests on all this wax, he said they actually could not find any wax that didn't have some sort of, although some of them were very minor, some very, very minor contaminants in them.
Right.
So.
Well, because you can't control where the bees go, and
none of us can.
Yeah.
Night, Joey.
Yeah, good night, Joey. So, Tom, where was you getting the gesture boxes at again?
Here.
Oh, not the gestures, or Produce.
Produce, that's it. My bad.
Gestures, I don't remember. I don't know exactly where those are manufactured, but the Produce specifically are a gentleman by the name of
Charlie Linder.
Yeah, Charlie Linder out of
in Illinois,
Middle Eastern part of Illinois, is the one who I guess has the mold that makes those. And so I think I'm going to buy directly from him. But unfortunately, I shouldn't say unfortunately, but you actually have to buy a minimum of. He said they have pallets of 200 each, and he said they do a minimum of 2 pallets or 400 to buy from him. So, in order to get the best price point, so I really don't need 400 right now. I probably could hang on to some, but I was looking for maybe 100 myself. So, and I know you yourself had kind of spoke about it a little bit,
right?
Yeah, 400 pieces. Yep.
Yeah, so I definitely would like, if you decide to go that route, I'd like to send you a check and get some of those if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll talk again here later and figure out how many you want, and I can get a definitive price on all that stuff too. Just trying to buy in bulk and save as much cost and money on this stuff as we can.
Yep. And that's a good thing about people with your bee associations too. You can kind of cooperate different things like that and do stuff. So we're doing a queen rearing program. Hopefully, even if we don't get the grant for it from North Carolina, but we'll be doing a queen rearing program here with, I think there's 6 beekeepers, and we're going to try to raise bees more local to our climate and see if we can get a really good line of bees for more kind of cool weather, rainy weather, can last through winters really well. And we'll see how that goes. It's going to be hard, but because there's just so many people that's got bees in their location. So we really got to have a bee yard that, you can control the drone population also.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Bless you.
Yeah, bless you. Yeah, I think that one of Melissa and I's goals this year, we always kind of reassess after the year, kind of as we're kind of winding down, and reassess what we want to do for the next year, what that looks like, what kind of money it takes to get to that point. And then, just kind of talk through it together and figure out how we want to budget time, how we want to budget money, how we want to, budget everything, right?
Right.
And just figure out what that looks like for us. And we want to focus a little bit more on queen rearing, and specifically Melissa will be doing most of the grafting. I've done a little bit. She's done more of it than I have. And I would say, even when Melissa and I took that class a couple of years ago with Corey Stevens down in Southern Missouri, and it was a phenomenal class too, by the way. And ironically, we're going to try to get a class put together with Corey here in the St. Louis area. But
not happening, Philip.
Yeah. Hey, Philip, I like that.
We had that discussion a few days ago.
Philip, maybe we can get them cheaper and my labor could fold them all up. I mean, when I was in Colorado with Melissa and I were in Colorado with Brian out in Rifle, one of the things that they had done for fun, and I didn't get involved in it, but hey, what would be really good is they actually did a little fun event where you could win prizes if whoever could fold up the most gesture nukes, like I think it was a time period, and maybe Brian can correct me. I was kind of watching them a little bit, but we had our own little area that we were kind of focusing on running. One of the things Melissa and I were doing were kind of talking a little bit when we had gotten to the bees out into the bee yard there, because we had the inside learning track and presentation, and we went out into a large commercial bee yard, and the guy that was there was phenomenal guy, a little bit younger than myself, but he gave us free reign of his bees and said, just do whatever you need to, whatever you guys need, however you need it, just do whatever. He's like, it's not a problem. So he was really gracious and helped letting everybody or letting us use his bees as a teaching tool. But so I was working on how to grade frames for building nukes. And Brian had his own station there. He was working on the UBO testing. Yeah. They were doing that. And I'll be honest with you, I really wanted to kind of sneak up, but we had our own stuff that we were working on since we were, there as speakers. And
I snuck over there.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Well, what the heck? I had to be over there working the whole time. But honestly, it was really warm. Then it was like 80 degrees, if I remember right. But the humidity is so low in Colorado. It's like, oh, this is cool. My skin's warm. But I'm like, I'm not even breaking a sweat. I'm like, this is easy, Yeah. But we really had a good time out there. They did a little thing where how many those gesture nukes you could fold up. And I'm going to be honest with you, I actually have never folded one in my entire life. And I should probably learn how to do it, But anyway, I think we are going to go with the pro nuke route. And they're just, they all have pros and cons. There's good things about the easy gesture nukes. There's, and there's cons. There's good things about the pro nukes, but there's cons as well. It kind of depends on, what kind of operation you're running and things like that. But anyway, it's, it's all fun, it's all learning experience. But yeah, I do have every intention though of, if again, as long as I don't have to hold on to all of them, I'm happy to get those in. And it sounds like Brian will take a small chunk of them. And, that's the way we can all save a little bit of cost, is by buying in bulk. So if we can help each other out, why not? Right.
That's
not
right.
like they're going to go bad if we have to hold
No.
on to them either. Like we'll just have them for next year. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Yep.
One less thing to buy next year.
Yeah, it isn't
That's
like I couldn't use them in the future. I just don't want to hold on to that much cost until next year if I can help it,
Right.
That's all. I'd rather, I have so much money I want to budget here this year. And I really want to kind of stick within that too. So
I'm sure Melissa appreciates you not spending all of her money, just part of
Yeah.
it.
yeah, what's funny is we keep all that money separate off to the side, right? And
Right.
so we're going to be going down with my sister and a couple of my siblings down to their lake house near Branson, Missouri in December. And there's a theater down there in Branson called the Sight and Sound Theater. And they usually do like, they do these biblical themed plays, which are put on that were absolutely
amazing.
phenomenal. I'm not a guy that would enjoy sitting and watching a play, but I'm telling you, these are really good.
Right.
And so we're all going to go down there and watch one of these plays while we're down there. And I lost my track where I was even headed with that. Oh, yeah, the money. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, the money.
So, there's the cheap tickets aren't really expensive, but when you have, Melissa, myself, the two boys, and then one of the girlfriends is going and then another friend. So 6 tickets, weren't exactly cheap. So I said to her, I'm like, hey, why don't you pay for those tickets? And she's like, okay. So she got to use her B money to pay for the tickets.
There we
You all
go.
heard that, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
My B money, right?
Yeah.
We did hear
But hold on.
Did you?
Hold on.
Did you get flinch?
that.
You're always trying to hit me, Miss Ruth.
Yep. You seen that, didn't you? He might got hit. He was blocking the
He
shot.
likes it, right, Melissa? He likes
What?
it.
He likes getting hit.
I think so. Yeah.
Hey,
Nice
Ricky,
to
you
you.
said that.
You got to watch these Hispanic ladies. You got to really keep them calm. They're pretty spicy.
No, I know. That's muy caliente.
I was
Yeah.
going to send you the picture of that
Because-
honey you did today.
What do you say?
Picosas.
Picosas.
Yeah,
Spicy.
my Spanish is all about how would I say that? Muy poco,
Yeah.
very little.
Very little.
I was going
It's
to
okay.
send Lee.
I'm still learning.
See, the thing
See,
about it,
hey, I would love to go down to Mexico with you guys for a month,
oh,
and I
man.
No, just for 1 week or 2.
just 1 week or 2. I
Yeah.
would learn the language because it would force my hand.
Not if you got a good wife that speaks.
No. It would need to be like a trial by fire thing where it's like,
Oh,
well,
okay, I
if
got
you
you.
want to order food, you better figure it out here.
Right.
About the best I'd be getting would be tacos, right?
Yeah.
That works back and forth.
Tacos, enchiladas. Yeah. So, did you guys get the dinner set up? I thought I seen you posted something on Facebook.
We did.
Or
I
at
can,
home.
if you want, I can post the link, the reservation link or the ticket link. So the dinner is going to be for Nabi on Wednesday, January 1st at 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Craft House Pizza. You do have to get tickets. The tickets are completely free, but we need you to get tickets because there's only the room, the reserved room only holds 50 people. That way, 500, I don't expect 500 people to show up, but
Could be 3,000. you never know.
yeah. So the whole Nabi population doesn't show up. So you do have to get tickets, and I'll post the link on here for the
It's
tickets.
okay. You can go to Taco Bell, Lee.
Yeah.
With the good
Yeah.
food.
Taco Bell is not Mexican food, Lee. You should know that.
Yeah, Lee.
$5.
Jeez.
So the ticket's free. It does cost to reserve this room, but that cost has been met by people donating money. Actually, we have more than enough. So we might, if people want to still donate money to it, that's great, because what we'll do with the money is put it towards doing raffle items.
Yeah, like some
Or
raffle games.
door prizes
Oh, wow.
type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody wants to do that, you can, but nobody needs to feel compelled to, because the cost has been covered by plenty of people,
Mm-hmm.
and we really appreciate that. That was amazing.
Yeah, there was a few people that donated, and I can't remember. I think Brian
Brian Lee
Zavada with Flower Street Bees had put a large donation down. Mr. Lee there in the background, he put a large donation down
I made a list.
himself.
Hold on, because I knew I would forget.
And then Bill with Shenandoah Bee Supply.
Icy Mountain Honey. And Icy Mountain Honey.
Icy Mountain Honey. Yeah, just make sure to give props to everybody here who did actually donate money for that. So,
and we all appreciate that. But again, so that cost is covered. The additional money that did get donated, we're going to buy door prizes and kind of raffle those off with the, free raffle door prizes. Nothing you have to pay for, but
They're
Carl,
taking our dinner that we did last year to the new level, ain't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're making it nice.
Mm-hmm.
Melissa's the one that set it up. So, giving her all
Making
credit.
me jealous.
I'm jealous. I feel like we need to go.
Okay, fine. Yes, please. That's what I've been trying to tell you for the last several weeks, Please
She
come.
won't let me come. She won't let me come. Mom.
You can
Miss
go.
Ruth coming too.
Don't blame it on me.
oh no, where'd they go? We're still here. I'm trying to pull up that link. So if something weird happens, that's why.
Well, the camera's still on. I can see the lights.
Yeah, I know.
Don't blame it on me.
Just don't blame you. Just go and do what I want to.
No, the only thing is that you will have somebody to take you.
Oh, that's true. Be a little hard trying to push the gas pedal with a foot that don't work. Right?
Hey, we already told you we're going to set you up in a cart with 2 seats on there. Okay, you get one, I get the other one. I'll be the navigator, and we'll just whatever happens. We might have to get insurance on the cart though.
Yeah, we'll just tell Cayman we're just moving product for people, right?
That's right. Well, hey, if we're on it, we'll tell them it's precious cargo that we're moving.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, 100%.
So there's the link to sign up to get tickets. Again, the tickets are free. We only have so many spots available. Now there is additional restaurant space because we'll be back in a party room. Yeah. So if you don't get a ticket and you want to show up, there is still restaurant space that you can join.
How many tickets are left? Can you?
I think yes. Quick? Yeah, I can look it up. Hold on.
I think there was a little over 20 that were already spoken for.
27 have been taken.
Okay, so we have just slightly less than half that are currently left. And we could probably accept a few more, but the situation is that back room, the back room where we kind of have reserved. Well, it shouldn't be in quotes because we do have it reserved.
Only holds
50. So, there is the rest of the restaurant that's there. So and
it can be people can come in and out. We just there's only seats in that room for 50 people. So, people can come in and out of the party room. We're not going to shut the door. No, you cannot enter. We're special. So if the tickets do sell out and you want to come to the restaurant, get a table, and you'll still be able to come in and interact and everything.
Right.
There's just only that many seats specifically in that room.
Everybody.
How many seats are in the restaurant? Do you know, Melissa, Tom? You guys know how many seats are available outside the back bed, at the back room?
Ooh, I don't know.
I can't be for sure, but the dining room was a decent size area.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's probably at least equal the amount in the restaurant, and it's a Wednesday night, so I wouldn't expect it to be packed out on a Wednesday evening, But we've eaten there. We ate there last year. The food was really good.
Mm-hmm.
The menu, it's a decent menu. You guys can check it out. I have the menu linked to that ticket page. I don't know. I don't know.
Are you calling?
I guess it's supposed to be JW's buying for everybody.
Carl, I'm not sure if that's supposed to be JW or the Jews are paying for it.
Either one.
Yeah, either one. JW, are you Jewish?
Are you paying for everybody?
He's Jewish.
That night he will be, and he's paying for everybody.
I'm too tired to talk tonight. I'm just gonna sit here and be beautiful for you.
Wow.
Be decoration.
He's going for a swim in his lake again.
I know. I was gonna say you better take a deep breath before you fall in the lake.
Oh.
Don't be looking at all of his beauty now. Come on, Ruth.
I'm here to defend him because they always pick on him.
So you're helping JW out tonight?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you. Tell him, Ruth, we both got birthdays. Remind him coming up.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
When's your birthdays?
When is your
about
birthday?
2 days before or after Ruth's.
Well, that doesn't help any. When's your
Ruth's
birthday?
is January the 8th. And see,
Hey,
that's the thing about Nobby, always hits her birthday. So it's like, this is the year that it doesn't hit her birthday, but we're not going. So
yeah. Well,
So you in January also, JW?
he just told you.
Yep.
He just told you today.
JW is going to be
Pay
turning
attention if you was listening instead of talking.
I know.
See? That's her problem.
yeah. Watch out.
I think
Unless
we're the
JW's
same
talking
day.
up.
I know. He's wound up tonight.
I think we're the same day.
He must
JW.
Oh,
have
the same day.
JW, happy 50th birthday, buddy.
Yeah, give or take. I'm not quite that old yet. Don't have to make me older than what it
I'm
is.
sorry. Happy 49th.
Yeah,
You're right. The Nobby is definitely a good time to have the birthday, but the only problem I end up is I need her to work during her birthday to sell the hives, and she's wanting to leave to go on a trip. So
yeah.
Actually, we're
Shopping.
off. We're off that day, the 1st,
mhm.
and then I can go to the Navy.
No, you can't go. If I can go, you can't go.
Show that.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh, no. Where'd you say?
This is an idea from Carl. It says the ticket should be $5 and donate it to Hives for Heroes. Everyone's welcome to donate something to it, and then you can actually specify on that what you want it to go to. I'd be happy to give Hives for Heroes whatever. Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
We can have a donation bucket at the dinner also.
Yeah, definitely. We can take it over to their thing while we're there at Nobby, and actually, Hives for Heroes will be at our event too.
Yeah, Hives for Heroes is a great organization, and I've got one lady I've been mentoring, and they're just a great group of people willing to help people that's been in the military. And I'm all for that.
Yep, myself is included.
Oh, they asked earlier, have you talked to Jonathan this week because he was sick? If you got an update on how he's feeling or anything like that?
Yeah.
Not exactly. I don't know every detail, and I would probably rather let him share that information. But I do know that he is feeling better, and he was in the hospital, and now he is home. But I think he was feeling much better. And I don't know a lot more than that. But he did have a couple of issues, I think. But to the best of my knowledge, everything is still set for us to go down
Thursday.
To Kabul, Missouri, Thursday evening, and speak to their club.
And what are we speaking about? Which topic?
The topic is moving from a hobbyist to sideliner and above. So I guess, Brad, I can't speak exactly for them, but to my knowledge, everything that I do know is that 100% of the proceeds, this is what I heard from, I forget the guy who runs it, Charlie. Well, I know it's
Steve Jimenez.
Yes, yeah, Steve Jimenez, and then Charlie McMaster also is. He does a lot for the organization himself. He was the one that came up to St. Louis for us, but to my knowledge, and I think it's still true that 100% of what comes in goes out to everybody. I don't think any of those guys take a paycheck whatsoever. I think it's 100% volunteer. Somewhat.
Give me butter cake.
Sure. Not the chocolate.
The rest of it.
Well, just a little bit's fine. So 100% I think goes to the program itself. And so I believe this is open for first responders, current and previous military, so veterans and all that good stuff included. And I don't remember every detail that happens with that. So again, I don't want to speak out of ignorance here, but I think they have all that information on their website, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there you go. They have scholarships. Yeah. Thanks, Philip.
I think once they go through they have to go through a program though. And then after they go through the program, they'll set them up with their bee equipment.
Yeah.
And bees and stuff.
Well, Philip, if Steve gets paid, that was new to me, because I thought I'd heard him say, and again, I could be wrong. I would send you to their website if you want direct information from there.
Either way, it's a good program.
Absolutely.
Helps a lot of people.
Sounds like you're doing some nukes here this spring, Carl. I gotta be honest with you, I really enjoy in making increases on the bees and selling nukes. I do enjoy that part of it. I know some people don't like the customer service side of it, but it doesn't really bother me. We put a few things into place that help to mitigate a little bit of the confusion and such when it comes to selling nukes and such. But got a new pup. Oh my gosh, look at this one.
You know, Tim and Hannah's got a dog. We have to show a dog at least on Sunday night, right?
Right.
Hey,
Hey,
that one's a little bit smaller.
What did you guys name the puppy?
Yeah. She loves to give me kisses. That's the problem.
What did you guys name her?
Bella.
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 Yeah, she gives me more kisses than Ruth does now. So
Hey, maybe Ruth doesn't kiss you because the dog has been.
maybe.
And she gets jealous.
Yeah, she definitely gets jealous.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Where's your dog at tonight, JW?
He's laying asleep down here at my feet, actually.
Here's mine.
Hey, is he gonna do singing lessons tonight?
I don't think so. I think he's as start as I am. I've mixed up about 150 pounds worth of sugar candy boards this afternoon on that concrete. My old back's killing me.
Oh, I bet.
Yuck.
Did you go through all that sugar that you took home?
No.
No.
I've been through about one barrel of it, though, almost.
Yeah, well, that's about 140 pounds, 150 pounds.
Right. When he sells nuke, it's a 30-foot or
Actually, it's in better
30-second.
shape than I thought it'd be.
Yeah.
The sugar.
Say again?
Said that sugar's in better shape than I thought it would be in, unless you just screened it, especially for me or something. So
Nope.
I figured there'd be quite a few lumps in it, being big totes and stuff, but they're
Yep. No,
No, that was pretty good sugar.
it's pretty free flowing.
The first two totes that I got were a little bit harder because he picked them up last year, but they were clean of any impurities. And one of those, let me think about that. Those actually all got used.
I don't guess per chance you've heard any more from him.
I haven't actually. I was thinking about reaching out to him, but we've been pretty tied up with other stuff, and I didn't want to push him if he wasn't,
Sure.
whatever. But absolutely, I hadn't forgot about it. As a matter of fact, I thought about it late last week about the sugar and such. So, and I told him, I'm like, I'll take whatever you can give me. I'm like, I have plenty of beekeeper friends that'll take it. So I'm still trying to get my hands on more. And when I do, I'll give you a call.
So what recipe do you guys use when you do your candy boards?
So it is. We use Kent Williams recipe,
Using
and
Q-Ranger?
I can't tell you the exact measurements because I can't remember it off the top of my head. But it's sugar, citric acid, apple cider vinegar, and honeybee healthy, I think is what it is. But again, I can't off the top of my head. I can't remember the exact recipe. I'd have to search for
I
it.
make a 4-pound batch is what I do in my 10s and 8s, and then I use a 4-pound in my 5-frame nukes. I actually make honey boards for them also, and I put 2 pounds in each one of my 5. I put 4 pounds of sugar, 3/4 a cup of water, It usually is about the right amount of water. I'll either use a tablespoon of Apis activator, or you can use a teaspoon of, or I do, I'm just telling you what I do. Hive Alive, the liquid, or a teaspoon of honeybee healthy, either one. I wouldn't use all three of them, but I'd use one of the three, whatever suits your needs. I put a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar
Bella.
in there with it, and I put just a touch of lemongrass oil.
Bella.
Depending on you, if I use the activator, I'll put a little more lemongrass in it, and if I use the honeybee healthy, I'll put a lot less, maybe none, because honeybee healthy's got lemongrass in it, and Hive Life has got a little bit in it. I'd say from the Hive Alive's got more thymol in it, but that's the way I make mine. I mean, I just wet it enough just to pack it in there.
So do you use a 1-inch shim for that, JW? Is that what you guys are using?
Actually, I make mine 2 inches, and the bottom, I put a screen on the bottom and then put a 3/8 shim underneath the screen, and then I put an inch in insulation on top of the sugar. Once I get it packed in there, that's the reason I make my shims 2 inches. You got about a half inch of sugar, and then I'll stick a nail through there or something to hold that inch of insulation up off of that sugar.
Yeah.
The bees can run around on top of it. I put a vent hole in one end of my frames, my sugar frames or sugar shims, whatever you want to call them. That's just the way I make mine. I'm not saying that's the answer, but that's the way I make mine here. And I put an inch of insulation on top of it, right in the shim.
Is that the way you guys do that, Tom? Unless you guys have got a different setup for the shims.
We didn't make any last year. I just used some fondant patties, and I don't know if I'm just being real honest. I don't make 150 of them or whatever we have, there as far as hives. That's a lot of work. I don't know. I don't really want to pay for Hive Alive fondant patties either, as I was adding it up. So I don't know. I guess I'll make my decision later what we're going to do. I may just make some and add them if I feel like they're needed. You know what I mean? Because I really tried to feed them up pretty well.
Right.
So I don't know. I think I'm going to play it by ear a little bit. I mean, I already have candy boards, the shim boards with the 1/4 by 1/4 hardware cloth already on them, and I got a support in there, so they're already made. All I have to do is mix up a little bit of sugar and put it on them.
Right.
You sure you still got some shims?
Yeah.
Well, we have specific, huh?
Is he really sure he's still got some shims?
Yeah, I'm 100% sure they're in the container.
We have specific shims that we made for candy boards.
Yeah.
What's those deals that I brought back from out there?
Oh, that was the
quilt boxes.
That was those quilt boxes I made.
Oh, quilt boxes. Well, that'd be basically the same. You could cut them about half, and
yeah.
I just put I put water in them, Rick, and then I put that paper that you cook on. I'm having a senior moment.
What? Parchment paper?
Parchment paper over I use 1/2 inch because the bees don't tear themselves up as bad as they do with the 1/4.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
I've made the 1/4 in the past, and you'll find bees that got their wings tore pretty good on it.
Okay.
So I went for the 1/2, and then just lay parchment paper on it. And then when I put them on the hive, I just take a knife or something and make 15 or 20 holes in the parchment paper.
Mm-hmm.
And I vent one end of it, and then I put blocks in them, and I pack the sugar in them.
Mm-hmm.
Put a block on the corner and where the bees can go in and out if they want to use it in the wintertime. Like if you get snow or something closes your bottom entrance, sometimes they'll go out the top, so.
Yeah.
where they can. That's my thinking on it anyway. Not so much for the not so much for
That's
the
yeah, that's the recipe we use right there.
yeah. That's basically about the same thing I do. He just making it more at a time. Quart apple cider vinegar. That don't look like Kit Williams though. That looks like the world.
No, that's I can't find where I have it like in my notes, and I knew that Cayman had done a video on it before, so I just went to his and
That might be Kent Williams' son. I don't know.
Oh,
Grandson maybe.
Grandson, yeah.
yeah.
trying to look and see if I have a picture of our candy board somewhere. Bless you.
Yeah, I thought that's what I specifically heard from those guys, Philip. So thanks for looking that up. I probably need to go back to their page and look it over again. All I know is when I originally searched them out, looked at their page and kind of read through all their literature and material and even talking with Steve himself and a couple of the other guys that Charlie McMaster, who's heavily involved in the program. You know, all those guys are really phenomenal guys. And I think this program is just absolutely amazing.
I usually just put the sugar on top of put the newspaper and put the sugar on top of the bees. I'm really thinking about doing candy boards, especially with some of these weaker qualities. That's why I was asking a little bit about what you guys were doing with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like we were talking about the other night, the dry sugar like that is not inverted sugar. So they actually it has to be inverted for them to actually be able to digest it, right. Whereas like and I'm not doing a commercial for Hive Alive, but just because I'm familiar with it, the Hive Alive fondant itself is already inverted sugar. So if somebody's looking for something easy and it's going to cost you between $5 something and $7 a pack, I think for a 2.2 pound. I mean, that's pretty easy to feed bees. And I mean, although I would say this, some people are already like, oh, I'm going to put my fondant on right now or what have you. I mean, words of advice that I would give to somebody is, I think you're a little bit premature for putting that on. Let the bees work on their stores and stuff that already, well, even though the Hive Alive fondant, it is already inverted. Let them work on their stores, and then you can use like the fondant or a sugar brick or whatever you chose to use that as kind of an emergency to help finish pushing them through winter. Like I said, I personally like to work on making sure they're fed up, and I really don't want to feed bees any more than I have to. Right. I mean, let's be honest. I don't think anybody in here does. I don't feed them just to say, oh, I fed my bees. I only do it because I felt it was absolutely necessary to do so. Yeah. So inverted, and I'll try to muddle through this a little bit. I'm not a scientist, so I'll preface it with that, but I think Brad's on here and he kind of helped me out with a couple things the other day, but when it's inverted, the bees cannot digest it without having an enzyme called invertase, which does invert.
Makes the sugars more easily digestible.
Yes, just digestible for the bees to be able to digest it. And Brad had some good information the other day on here the other day about exactly what some of those processes were. He's a little more intelligent in that area than what I am, but so that's kind of just the layman's version, I guess, of it, if you will.
Here, I sent Lee some pictures as soon as he has them ready of how we make our candy boards.
Yeah, I don't want to get beyond what I know, so I'm just going to stop there with the whole inversion thing. Yeah, that was probably, those pictures were from a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
We mixed everything up.
You put slave labor in there.
Yep, child slave. Great.
Unpaid poor slave labor.
Mm-hmm. We kind of stack them up like this, and we'll run the dehumidifier for a day or two, and then they'll be hard as a rock.
They would probably dry on their own anyway without it, but Yeah, there you go. Brad says enzymes are proteins so that they can digest that that sugar.
No.
But if you feed bees liquid, they add invertase or that enzyme to the liquid. When they store it, they continue to dry it down. And at that point in time, it would be basically shelf stable if you were, and you wouldn't have to worry about fermentation on that. So the bees can use it over winter time. Yeah, it does. It is a desiccant, so it actually does absorb moisture.
Yeah.
Quit using them big words, Brad. People don't know what you mean.
Yeah, we're hillbillies here.
Brad's a part smeller.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Soapstone, how about that fishing? Mr.
JW,
Soapstone?
you been doing any fishing, JW?
No comment. He's got no comment.
Not this week. I fished about every day last week. Weather I had some bee work to get done. I built a bunch more candy boards, like 50 this week, and then
Yes, sir, I did. I did, Mr. Brad.
That might not be a thing in Canada to say that.
So, yeah, that's, instead of saying a smart feller, I just reversed the first two letters.
Yeah.
And that was on purpose.
And not an insult.
Not an insult. Trying to be a wise guy, okay? That's all it was. But I guess nobody likes a wise guy, right, Brad?
JW, Ruth left, so you're all by yourself again, man. I'm sorry.
Sheesh. Since she left, you gotta leave so the guys can talk.
I don't think y'all can be left like that.
Yeah, we definitely need a lady in the house to keep us straight.
Sometimes I like to get a little bit unruly, though, Ricky, if I'm just being honest here.
I understand. I understand that. That's why if you're like me, I've got a doghouse somewhere, so that's where I end up at.
Well, if I ever get put in the doghouse, I'm going to build something really nice. I mean, real nice, you know?
I got you.
There you go, JW.
Yep.
long story. It's going to take more than this stream to get it all in. I'll explain it to you. Right? Are you going to come up? If you come up to Nobby, well, I'll explain it to you down there. It's a long story. It don't have anything to do with welding or the soapstone that you may be thinking of as a welding mark or anything.
Hey, folks, even I don't know the answer to what that is.
We got time. He says we got time. Short story long. Yeah, that's the
Well,
that's the way to tell it.
It would be a via special if I had to tell you the whole story on that. So
is it some kind of military story, JW?
it's a we've got a shale that when it rains and the shale gets wet, it foams and it gets slick, just like you can't stand up on it. It gets so slick you can't. This old farm, it's my main farm. When I first bought it, it was all. I bought that farm in 80, I think it was 80, 81 maybe. And you had to walk in, you couldn't, and if it rained, you had to walk across the field and walk on the grass because that dirt road would get you slick with that suds coming out of that soapstone shale. And I started calling it soapstone, and it just kind of stuck, and that's been soapstone ever since. But
I didn't know that about this. I didn't know that about the shale there in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, it's not all that away, but the shale is right there. Then it's usually got a Brian's 2 or 3 years old. Well, I could say something about that too. Which is not derogatory. Don't misunderstand me, but Brad Hogg knows where I come from. I've told him in the past, and some of them young guys, how they compared in age with me.
Hey, Wes, I'll sponsor the room.
Yeah, John, I think a lot of people would like to go and just listen to JW talk. We could probably give them some wild stories, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. We'd all learn a little bit that day.
I hope not.
So
Hard
that
up,
was
you're hard
the,
up for something
the
big. You're waiting for me to speak.
so that was the best long story short I've ever heard, JW. Good job.
Yeah, man.
Well, I've cut it way down, but
I know.
Hey, if you give
Tom-
me, if you
Tom
give me
was-
some more details, I'm gonna work that story up to.
I was gonna say Tom could have made that into a 4-hour story.
Shit, I could do that at 6.
well, it's a lot of stories I could tell, I guess, but we might go there. I treated all my bees one more AOV this week. That's the 5th time this month I've treated them. Well, in the last, what? I did 4 4s. I did a 444 on 4 grams 4 times, 4 days apart. And I checked a few of them. I had more mites than I wanted to see, so I give them another shot here. And I put on hopefully one last feeding of sugar water the day before yesterday, but they're not taking it. They're not using it. My bees are flying hard. I mean, hard today.
Yeah, it was warm today, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Almost 70 here. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be about the same, a little bit lower tomorrow around our neck of the woods. What about you?
It should rain tomorrow.
Thursday, it's supposed to cool down, be high at the low 50.
Yeah, we're seeing the same thing too. It's gonna drop back down again.
Well, we get basically the same weather. You just get the dirty side of it, and I get the
We'll take what we
in
can
the
get.
nice sky, and sunshine always follows me. So I can't help it. I'm just that way.
I'm gonna come hang out with you then. I hate the rain and I hate the cold weather.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be in the low 50s, upper 40s all week after Tuesday.
Yeah.
They're calling for snow for us Thursday night and maybe Friday night.
That's illegal. You can't have. I hate snow.
Me too.
I hate it with a passion. I had too many years in the cattle business like snow. All it done was make mud in about
Mixed mud.
48 hours. No, it's the thing about snow melting. It makes the ground rotten more so than even rain will actually beat it. And the snow, when it soaks in, you know what I'm talking about. It just makes the ground rotten. I call it.
Yeah.
This makes messes if you got a lot of cattle to feed. They tromp it in and I just hate snow.
I mean, if you're a farmer, you probably look for more snow than rain because that's how you can build moisture content in soil faster with snow.
That's blown too. Water.
Yeah, but it's a slow saturation as opposed to a runoff.
Yeah.
Depends on how it rains.
I suppose.
It's like traveling in minutes. Depends on how fast you drive, If you go 100 miles an hour, you can go 100 miles, in an hour's drive. If you go 60 miles an hour, you can only go 60 in an hour's driving.
What? Are you serious? That's how that works?
I reckon you're 100-mile-an-hour guy.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, fastest you run, pedal to the metal.
Yes, sir. It's YOLO. You only live once, right?
I think that's how Andrew and Isaac drive anyway.
Yeah. Hey, I have a question for anybody else on here who has the Larabi's oxalic acid vaporizers, whether it's the original unit or it's the compact. So I have a lot of Milwaukee tools at the shop and at my house. So I have a lot of those batteries, and I have them all from the high output ones to the regular ones to the, they call them HD batteries. So does anybody on here who has Milwaukee batteries and has experience with those, So Milwaukee over the last, I don't know, I'm going to say a year. It could have been less, could have been a little bit more. They come out with a different battery that is called Forge, Forge, I think it is. Forge. And those batteries are supposed to have even though like I got an 8 amp hour Forge battery today, they're supposed to have a longer run time with a little bit higher output, I guess.
Lithium ion.
Say again?
Lithium ion.
Well, all the batteries
I think are lithium ion, where the other one's conventional,
Well, all my batteries are lithium batteries, but this new Forge one, and I started to read a little bit about it. They have I don't know if I don't want to say it's not a faster discharge rate, but they have somehow, I guess, give a better boost to power or something, and also maybe like a recovery time. And they actually last longer, even though it's still rated for an amp hour. So I'm not quite fully understanding that whole thing. I didn't know if anybody has any experience with them. Rob at Larabi's talks a little bit about them and saying those are the better ones. So I didn't know if anybody else has any actual experience when it comes to those batteries.
Well, I've got both. I've got the yellow ones, and I've got the red ones also. I use them both. The Milwaukee's seem to be a little. That's what Brad's trying to say. That's what I was trying to say. Brad put it out there in a different form.
So lithium ion and also lithium iron batteries.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to do some more research.
Well, the original said lithium. The newer ones are a lithium ion battery. I think they're lighter. I think if you weigh them side by side for the same amperage, the ion batteries, the Forge ones are way less. I run them in they're expensive, more expensive. I run them in my boats because they, a conventional battery will weigh 40, 50 pounds, and them weigh 8 or 9.
Yeah.
They don't take up you don't have near the weight in your boats.
These ones are lithium ion.
The Forge.
Yes, are lithium ion. I'm reading it right now. It's supposed to cool faster, cool cycle, and charge faster.
Okay, so that's what the technology that's in the smartphones.
Yes, we went to Home Depot after church, and I stayed in the car. He's like, I need to run in and get something. I'm like, all right, whatever. So he comes out with, what did you buy?
I picked up a new grinder for the shop.
Grinder, and he's like, yeah, I got this, and you get the battery free with it. I'm like, yeah, since we need more.
Well, actually, excuse me. Actually, a lot of times you buy that stuff, you can actually get the, you can get the tool and at least one new battery cheaper than you can buy two.
Right. Yeah.
Two batteries.
Well, Home Depot has what they call their special buys right now, which usually, you get more bang for your buck, if you will. And that's the last time I bought batteries was probably last year, I guess. And some of these tools that you use, like for instance, the vaporizers, they consume a lot of power. They're a power hog, or like a circular saw or a grinder or a blower. Those are all power hog machines,
I've got a bunch of 5 amp DeWalts, and I can get on a 4 gram dosage. When I get to 9 or 10 highs, I better be changing batteries because they're shot.
Oh, no kidding.
With 5 amp.
Yeah.
What were you doing the other day?
So I was using. Let me think. I think I had. Well, I have a bunch of different ones. The biggest one I have will be a 12 amp hour, and I only have 2 of those. But most of them are 5 amp hour. But I was using my 6 and my 8 amp hour. And I believe, and I used the compact version. I got rid of my original one. So right now, until I go to the show, I only have one compact. I did order another one to pick up at the show. But on my 8 amp hour, it's a high output. I plugged it in, and I'll give you an example. So I know ambient air temperature will make a little bit of a difference on how long it takes to heat up and all. And I'm going to say ambient air was probably the mid 50s the other day when I was doing it, and I was able to heat it up in 4 gram doses. I was able to get through 30 hives before it did the double flash, which meant the battery was, it was already discharged to the point where it has a safeguard in there. So yeah, that's on my 8 amp hour high output Milwaukee battery. That wasn't the Forge one or whatever. That one I got through 30 hives, but I'm moving pretty quickly. Literally, as soon as one's done, I'm popping it out and I'm putting the thing in there, putting it back in, shoving it in the hive, and popping it back down. So sometimes the recovery time on that thing is almost instantaneous there.
I've still got the two older, the heavier ones, the original, the Robbies.
Yeah.
And I leave mine in till I run mine on 430. Temperature.
Yeah.
I leave them in and I actually leave them in the hive till it builds back up to the shows 430 before I transfer to the next hive. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I gotcha.
So
the compact doesn't show a readout any longer on the actual temperature. It just shows a flash pattern.
They say they're faster. I may buy one down at, I don't think I'll pre-order one, but I may buy one down at Nobby if I win the lottery in between now and then.
Yeah.
It was faster. I think there's a video on our YouTube page of us using both of them at the same time.
It is faster.
It's definitely faster.
I think Brad can even corroborate that too, because he did a couple tests and some videos on his as well.
And depends on how much, how many grams of acid you're using. A 4 amp or a 4 gram dosage. I don't know. That's like Brian there. I don't know what does he use all 4 gram dosage as OA, Brian? Are yours all the same?
Brian Zavada?
Yeah.
I don't.
That's legal on Kodiak. I don't know.
Yeah, that's Lee.
Yeah, like I said, I'm tired.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna turn the fan on.
Like I said,
is that all? Are you still? If you're still on here, Lee, is that all 4 amp dosages? Or 4 gram dosage? Excuse me.
Yeah, JW, that's on 4 gram dose, and I run the 12 amp hour, but I can run through all of my hives and still have a little bit of battery left over when I'm done.
I've just had them for years. What aggravates me about them, they changed the type of battery every so often. You have to buy the adapters, or
Yeah. I know they ain't cheap, because for a 12 amp hour battery, which is the 2040 volt or whatever, so it'll run both styles. It's 2040. It was a 12 amp battery, and the rapid charger. Those two together were a little over $400.
Yeah.
And I mean, I paid
that's where they get you.
I paid $450 for the vaporizer. So I mean, you are talking some money to get into it, but the speed that you can get everything done at is so much faster than having to pull out a generator or pull out a battery and inverter and all that. Now, if you pull right up to your hives and you got an inverter there, ain't nothing wrong with it. I still got my original Larabis.
Yep.
But I keep that just for a backup in case battery goes dead or something happens. I drop it, break it. I got a backup.
Hey, I have a question for Brad on here. He says 4 gram takes about 0.5 amp hours of the battery. So based off to that calculation on my 8 amp hour battery, that means I should have only gotten 16 hives done. 16 hives done. Now, I realize too, we could be talking about different ambient air temperatures, which will have a grave effect on that, I'm sure. But so I was able to get through 30 hives on that, and that's a 4 gram dose. Like I said, the ambient air temperature, I think, was around 55. It was between 55 and 60. So
That's pretty much dead on for me. I get, I'll get, if I make 10 highs on 5 amps, it's a half an amp, and I'm running all 4-gram dosages. I get 9 or 10 hives. My 5 amps are shot. I have to replace them.
okay. No, yeah, Brad, 30 hives. I'm certain of that. I mean, I was counting them as I went through them because I was I think on the
Be like
29th hive, because I counted through them. I only have 32 hives in that yard, and on that third to last hive, it was double flashing. So, and I think that was done on that one. So I popped it off, threw another 6 amp hour battery on it, finished it off that yard. So I'm certain it was that 29-30 hive that I got through. And again, it was between 55 and 60 degrees, 4-gram doses. I was moving fast. As soon as it finished expelling and it was on the warm up mode, because it does that slow blink when it's on the warm-up mode. I immediately pulled it out then, and then I pull out the plunger, stick it in there, put it in there, and I'm looking at the side of the light, and it usually goes solid very quickly, and I throw it right in the hive, punch it down, and then let it roll. So just trying to understand what your guys' experience was there.
Sorry, it took me a minute to get everything settled here.
No worries.
He's been up and down like 20 times in the last hour. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, that's you know what? When I talked to Janos, the manufacturer, he suggested I should be getting more colonies out of that battery. But I did the test a few times, and it was pretty consistent.
Okay.
And he said, no problem. He said, you put on your video whatever you experience. So I can't remember what he said he was getting out of a 5 amp. Was that a 5 amp you said you were using, Tom?
No, sir. That was an 8 amp hour battery.
8?
Yeah. And I don't know that it matters
4
much.
grams.
Yes, sir. That's correct. 4 grams.
Well, it's pretty linear, like I think I got 24 colonies, 20 out of a 5 amp with 2 grams, because 2 grams is kind of the the approved dose kind of for a double. So that when I did my test, I used 2 grams, regardless of whether I use 4 grams or not.
Understood.
So I did 24 cycles, and that was a true 24, because I warmed up the unit on a battery. When it was warm, I took that battery off, put a freshly charged 5 amp on it, and then did 24 colonies. The Instant Vap Lite actually ended up doing 2 more colonies in that round, doing the same thing. So that was kind of cool, but it takes way longer.
Okay.
And that was the whole point of redesigning that for the Instant Vap Lite, to use less batteries, so that someone with fewer colonies can maybe save a little bit of money on some batteries.
Okay.
I don't know if it's that much different, to be honest, but
Yeah.
Well, how's everybody using those? Are you drilling holes in your high boxes, Brad?
when I was using the others, the ProVap, etc., I did, but well, you can see it right there, right? It's just it sits in that entrance so nicely that's boy, that's dead simple. So that's just the way I do it.
I've got holes drilled in all my boxes. I just put golf tees in them when I'm not using them.
Sure. Yeah.
Did you guys ever hear about the original guy? I don't remember what country he was in. His name, it was Janos Easy Vap.
Janos, yeah. Instant Vap. Yeah. Hungary.
He's in the United States.
Jano? You sure?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Jano?
Yeah, Jano.
Jano and Janos are not the same person.
No, yeah, correct. Yeah, not the same person, not the same machine, completely different.
Yeah.
Janos with a J. I didn't think he was here in the U.S.
Yeah, because we ordered it.
Okay, I don't remember where he was from. Anyway, it was more of a primitive looking version of the ProVap.
Of the ProVap, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if are you familiar with that, Brad?
I am familiar with it. I've never handled one, but I've seen them quite a bit.
Melissa and I bought one because I liked the cost savings. It only cost me $175, and that would have been my second year. I used the little slide-in tray one.
Paddle.
The paddle is 30, 40, 50 bucks on Amazon. And I did that for all of about 1 year to know that I wasn't going to do that again. And I never used it after that. I then determined that we were going to go ahead and buy the Jono's version. And I bought it. He shipped it to me, and I used that the next 2 seasons. And then when
Rob,
the other gentleman you're talking about, Janos.
Yeah.
Okay. He manufactured those, and Rob here in the United States brought them in.
Resells those. Yeah.
Correct. He resold them here.
Yeah.
I bought one, which is the original unit.
Yeah. The brick.
That's it right there. That's the
Jono.
Jono's version, which he retired. He no longer made that. I don't believe, and I could be mistaken, I don't believe that's made anymore. But it was kind of a primitive version of the easy ProVap. I'm sorry, yeah. For a very cost, and it worked fine.
When that ProVap came out, a lot of people started copying it because it's really not a, it's not a rocket science thing. It's off the shelf components, really.
Yeah.
Besides the bowl, you kind of have to make the bowl and the frame, but that's about it. So.
And he had his own tube that he manufactured, which wasn't the strongest of tubes, much like you see on the InstaVaps here.
The big difference there is the other vaporizers. Certainly the Robbie's 110 volt, the ProVap, it's a copper tube. On the Instant Vap, it's a brass tube, which is way stronger under heat.
Yeah,
you get that copper hot, it turns into spaghetti.
Oh, for sure.
And that's always a big problem.
Yeah, that was definitely the weak point of that one. And then, after a couple of seasons,
and we did drill holes in the hives when we used that one.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. So JW, that's where I started.
Nothing else to support, like with the Instant Vap. It's got the tube, but it also has those little teeth.
Yep.
And on this compact one, the teeth are really prominent. Like they stick
yeah.
right in and hang under that entrance.
Yeah.
The
that's the one I've got
has
there.
very small teeth.
I've got 2 of those.
And it's the teeth are mostly meant to kind of jam in the box or whatever. If you're going through the box or the bottom board or something, it's just kind of supposed to grip the wood so the thing doesn't flip over. Ian actually, I think they have a laser or something, and he lasered out some little teeth and actually riveted teeth to that brick unit to make them bigger, like the compact one.
Yeah.
I
remember he put that in one of his videos, right, Brad?
He showed it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And it seemed like it was much better. And I think that's probably why when Janos had redesigned that, that's probably he took to heart to that and slightly made it different.
The build quality in those things is just astounding.
Oh, it is
astounding build quality.
Yeah,
is the tube on that lightweight the same as the other ones? Is it about 930 seconds? That's what I drill my holes in my hives.
The Instant Vap tube is larger than the ProVap and the Larrabee's tube.
I don't like the looks of that light with that spraying on the outside and so forth. I don't.
Well, yeah, it's meant to be lower cost for production, etc. Yeah. See, the plunger on that light is not very long.
Yeah.
So instead of the spring being inside the plunger, it's on top. And yeah, I get that, but it's all trying to reduce the cost of production, bring that price down for some smaller beekeepers, because that's this guy really does want to help beekeepers. He's I think he said he's an electrical engineer. He doesn't have to make a ton of money at this. And the way he talks, he said, people tell me when they have 20 hives, 50 hives, he says, people tell me that they can't afford the Instant Vap. And this is what he said. He said, and that makes me sad. He says, so he went through a lot of bother to make a unit that would use a smaller battery, would be cheaper to produce, all of those things. See, one of the things that you may notice, the tube here, right, on the light version, it's larger and it looks different. When I got that light to test, I looked at that and I thought, well, that tube looks different. And bring up the picture of the Instant Vap light and see how it looks different. It's not
Yeah.
as shiny. It's because
Different material.
it's not stainless. It's aluminum.
Ah, cheaper
And see,
product.
that's part of how he is able to use a smaller battery,
Yeah.
because that helps with the heat retention in the burn bowl better. So it's got a smaller burn bowl, and you know, it's still got an air gap there to protect it from a cold wind, for example. So he's really done his homework on that stuff.
Yeah, I guess that aluminum's a better conductor, right, of heat.
It has less thermal mass, so it's not gonna suck heat out of the burn bowl and draw it up, where then say a cool breeze is going to cool it, right? So it's not going to have that effect as much on the unit. Because I know the ProVap, it was a real problem here, and Ian kind of got a workaround, which I copied when we got our ProVaps and they came out. And I know just the ProVap, man, that thing worked for me for years. That's a workhorse, that thing. But it gets kind of cool here when we're doing our OA, right? It could be just a few degrees above freezing. And if there's any kind of breeze at all, it doesn't stay hot. It takes a long, long time. And so we ended up wrapping it with this fabric. He called it muffler tape. I guess you know what I mean. It's just kind of a fabric insulation thing that doesn't burn. And so just wrap some wire around it to hold it on. And that made a huge difference to the burn time on the ProVap. So the fact that Janos worked in an air gap, he put insulation in the original, the brick. So he put insulation in there to insulate that bowl. However, he found that when washing the unit, sometimes you'd get water down into where the insulation is, and then the bowl wouldn't heat up because it's wet there. So it would have to heat and burn off the water before it would go above boiling point, right? So in the compact, he just went with an open air gap. There's nothing in there. It's just a quarter of an inch or something. There's the burn bowl and then a space and then the outer chamber. And yeah, Carrie's been using 2 of the original bricks and then testing out this compact. Man, she says this thing's faster.
Oh yeah. See, even the limited usage that I had, and I don't have the same usage that yourself or Ian have when it comes to that. I could definitely tell, even without reading literature, I'm like, this one's definitely faster. When I had one of them side by side, I'm like, yeah, this one's recovering much faster, and I'm able to get ahead of it, the Instabap original, much quicker.
Yeah, and I like the fact it doesn't have a display. I'm not looking at what the numbers are. I'm not. You
just have to remember that flash pattern.
It's pretty intuitive. It's super easy to know, because it's solid, and when it's burning, it's flashing so fast that it's not very bright. Like you can't really. It's flashing very fast, and so then when it's done burning, it goes solid. He's actually pretty sure. I remember what he told me. I asked him. I said, "How are you determining that? How are you determining when I put 2 grams in there or I put 4 grams in there? How do you determine that burn cycle time?" And he's actually got a microprocessor in there. He's put a microprocessor in it that actually monitors the temperature of the burn bowl. And when you hit the plunger, it watches the temperature and it can see how fast and how much the temperature drops. And then he knows how much OA is in there based on that differential, and it can calculate the burn time from that and go to work.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's
so
really cool.
The larger the gap of drop, potentially the more oxalic acid that's in there, and then it adjusts according.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So he's done all of that testing to see, to monitor, see how much the differential is for the different doses, and then he can calculate that on the fly with the microprocessor.
Interesting.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, I kind of agree with your earlier statement, Brad, when you talk about the compact unit. It doesn't have a display, and I'll completely agree with that. You know what? I don't think any of us have really any business adjusting that temperature on there
Yeah.
because, just let the machine do its work and let's stick to beekeeping, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you get a machine that works properly like that, just forget about it.
That's
Don't
the
mess
same
with
thing I said. I'm like, I don't even care about the display on
Yeah.
this one. I'm like, the flash pattern's easy.
Yep.
I mean, you literally cannot screw this thing up. I mean,
it.
if you have 2 hands, an eyeball, and just a portion of a
Just
brain
one
cell,
eyeball. That's all you need.
yeah,
At
you can
least
see
one.
the flash pattern and put the battery on, turn the switch. The rest of it takes care of itself.
You could use that thing if you have one hand. Not a problem.
Yeah.
True.
One hand. You just need one hand and one eyeball. And
That's
you're good
right.
to go.
One hand, one eyeball.
Half a brain cell.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't do it braille because you'd burn yourself trying to find out
Yeah.
what the hole is.
Well, hold on, Brad. Actually, you could. You could do it once.
Well, you wouldn't do it again. You could do it once. You wouldn't do
You
it
could do
again.
it once.
Yeah. So no, I'm you know what, I make nothing. I'm not selling these. I get no perks or anything. I mean, they gave me one to try, and then 2 days later I bought another one. So I got a deal on the first one.
Yeah.
But I'm just a huge fan because tools, good tools.
Yeah.
Boy, I love good tools because they make your life so much easier.
100% agree.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
And I don't mind, but I'm in a different position because if you have 20 colonies or 10 or 50 or something, the math is different for
Mhm.
you. I always say, this thing, that's $600 to me, right? So
Mhm.
it's different currency than a lot of you folks, but so it's $600. The cost of the OA itself is not a consideration. I can do all of my colonies, 5 rounds for $30 or $40 or something, right?
Yeah, it's
Worth of
minuscule.
product. So it's not a consideration at all. And if I use other treatments that are, you buy one treatment, you put it on like a Formic Pro or an Apivar, Apolife Var, all of these other products. My apiary treatment is $900 for 1 round.
Mhm.
So every year when I was using Apivar, I'd go to the store in the spring, put down, $1,000, 900 plus tax,
Mhm.
go home with a big pack of Apivar.
Very cost heavy.
Well, so what does that tell you? And this isn't talking about the batteries, because this whole thing is kind of assuming that you have a battery system already. If you
Mhm.
need to get into a battery system to use this, that's a different deal.
Yeah.
That is definitely a different deal. I
Yeah.
have batteries. I have tools now. I'm buying more batteries for it.
Oh, yeah.
But like I said, this is $600. So every time I want to treat my bees, if I'm using this machine rather than Apivar, I can buy a brand new one, and I'm still $300 a round ahead.
Mhm.
I
Yep.
buy a brand new one every time and throw it in the garbage when I'm done, and
Yeah,
I'm still $300 ahead.
definitely.
Well, my thing was like, I can go out and treat hives by myself if I wanted to. But like before, even with the Gynos thing, you need to carry either a battery or an inverter or something like that. And like, I don't want to lug around a battery or an inverter and, hook this up and hook that up. Like, this is so simple and so less time consuming.
Yeah.
Just, and like you said before, like, we have the tools already. We have the batteries already, so again, the batteries are a huge investment, but if you have power tools already and you have these batteries already, it doesn't hurt as bad,
Mhm.
I'm finding the power tools, for the most part, are not that expensive. You get really good power tools, and they're not that expensive. The company makes their money on those batteries,
Mhm.
right?
Definitely.
I've bought
Big
a lot
guy.
of Milwaukee tools. I bought the big leaf blower to blow bees this fall. I've got
Yep.
the string trimmer now for the apiary, and I've got a circular saw and all kinds of drills and screwdrivers and stuff. And they're not really very expensive. It's the batteries, but
Mhm.
batteries last you a long time, and you
Sure.
can replace them over time. And
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, I would tell somebody if they're going to get this machine to do their apiary and they don't have any power tools. Personally, I don't think that I would go out and buy just the batteries. I would go buy a tool
Yep.
that comes with 2 batteries and a
Right.
basic charger. And now, guess what? Even if you're not mechanically inclined, everybody in here can use a drill, to some varying degree, whether you use it with a bit, a drill bit, whatever it might be. And then you can take those batteries and use them for both, either direction.
Yeah, and I mean, and it can be any platform. I use the Milwaukee M18, and you look at their lineup of M18 tools. There's hundreds of tools. There's not like 20 tools that you can get. There's hundreds of tools that you can get. So you just look through there and see, well, I can use one of these. And like you say, Tom, you're getting into it. Get the kit. So you get the tool, you get a battery or two, you get a charger. You save a whack of money over just buying batteries and chargers. I went to buy a charger a couple of years ago, and it was like Milwaukee. I was looking at this charger. It's a standard charger. It was like $100. I'm thinking, what, $100? I'm not paying $100. And I searched and searched online for kits, and I found a kit at Home Depot. So remember, it's $100 for that charger. Home Depot online, I found this kit. It had an impact screwdriver, like that takes the little 1/4-inch bits, which I didn't have, and I really wanted one of those. And a 3-amp battery and a charger for, I think it was $130. So I got if you say I paid $100 for the charger, I paid $30 for the drill and got the 3-amp battery for free. That kind of thing. So those kits are really, if you need to buy batteries and you also want to buy a tool, get a kit. Definitely.
Put it on your Christmas list.
Yeah.
There you go. Right there.
Yep.
All I suggest to you, Brad, if your missus is like mine, she came in my shop. I said, I've got five drills laying there that I bought, primarily to get the batteries on time. She says, well, have you got 5 drills? I said, well, I can use them. She says, but you've only got 2 hands. You can't use.
Yeah, but you see all the screwdriver bits I have? There's tons of them. So,
right? Hey, JW, how many pots and pans does she have?
Yeah.
There you go. Get her, JW.
You know why we have to have some pots and pans?
Stop right there.
And then you get invented, so that's why you need the backup.
My greatest fear is that when I die, my wife will sell all my tools for what I told her I paid for them.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's true too, I guess. I never thought about that.
That's a danger.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, folks, we're going to call it there tonight. Brad, I do appreciate you coming on and talking about the batteries. That was really good information, stuff I didn't know about. Definitely was worth staying on really late on Sunday night to hear that information from me. Let's pray for Tim and Hannah, though.
Sir.
And everything, and remember them in your prayers tonight. And I do appreciate you folks staying in the chat as long as you have. Like I said, it's been a really good beat chat tonight, and I've enjoyed it. So had the misses on, didn't get a black eye like Tom, so I feel like it's a win-win today.
We're doing good.
So, anyway,
Still got a
JW, thank you.
Hours this evening.
Yeah. JW, thank you for being on too, brother, and being a little late and being tired. We do appreciate you being on and being picked on, so you the man. And
You're welcome, buddy.
Yeah, we'll see you guys on next Thursday. Don't forget about some of the other beat chats going on, but we appreciate you, and we'll see you next Thursday.
Night, everybody.
Night, everybody.